Good morning. I can't see. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I am speaking. Good morning. Good morning. Come on in. Come on in. This is Hattie McCutcheon. I will be your facilitator this morning. Grand Rising, brothers and sisters. This is a phenomenal day that the Lord has created for us to live out all of our dreams. So good morning. Good morning. Come in and just join the discussion we're going to have today. The miracle of birth. Why now? What does that mean? What's so special about that for who and what we have become? So I just want to thank everyone for coming into the space. It's going to be an exciting conversation. So wake up, everybody. Wake up, Woo community. We're getting this powerful day started, right? With a smile on our face and a heart full of love and an open mind and an open heart. So thank you so very much for being here. So come bring your cup of tea, right? Get you started, get your digestive system roaring, up and running. Or bring your water, whichever suits you. But come on in and let's sit down and let's have a fireside chat, as Malcolm would say, about life, how to extend it, how to appreciate it, how to save it. So welcome, 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 Woo Nation. Welcome, 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 brothers and sisters. This is Hattie McCutcheon. I will be your facilitator today. We're talking about the miracle of birth. The miracle of birth. What is that miracle? And how does that miracle impact you today? Right? What caused that miracle to unfold so effortlessly? And how what happened at birth is just as important in our adult lives. So what is that? What is that? How do we continue to renew? Right? How do we continue to renew, to live strong, vibrant lives? So wake up, everybody. Wake up, everybody. Okay. Wake up, our Woo Nation. It is now 7:01, 7:02. And I just want to have everyone come on in because we're about to get this party started. So brothers and sisters, come on in. Come on in. Hey.
Good morning, Hattie. Good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing this morning?
Hey, brother. Good morning. How are you?
I'm great.
Awesome. Awesome. It's been a minute since I've actually talked to you.
I know, right?
Ashe, ashe.
Good morning, Hattie and Adam. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Jacqueline.
Good morning.
Good morning,
Good morning, Jacqueline. How you doing?
Great.
Good
I'm
morning,
doing great.
everyone. Name is
Grand
Jacqueline.
Rising, Jacqueline. This is an awesome morning. I hope you brothers and sisters feel as fired up as I do this morning. Every day is truly a blessing.
Mhm.
Because 175,000 people didn't get to see it.
Mhm.
So absolutely blessed. Yet another day. Good morning, Miss Anna.
Morning.
Good morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Stay woke. Stay woke. Stay woke. It's time to get up. Stay woke. Stay woke. Stay woke. It's time to get up. We're healing, we're dealing, we're growing. Together, together, releasing. We're teaching, we're moving. Together, together, we're learning, discerning, we're striving. Together, together, we're leading, connecting, transforming. Together, together.
Good morning, brothers and sisters. Good morning, grand rising to each and every one of you in the Woo Nation space. Woo! Good morning. I'm so fired up this morning, honored to be in the space with you today. This is Hattie McCutcheon, holistic practitioner, holistic health coach, and I'm currently studying to be a holistic doula. And that's what really prompted this discussion today, the miracle of birth. I wanted us to have a discussion this morning, brothers and sisters, around life, the miracle of life, and what it requires. I tell you, the more I've learned about having babies, if I had known most of this stuff, what could go wrong, I don't think I would ever have one. Matter of fact, I don't think none of us would have one. So luckily for us, we don't know. And I'm saying that for real, for real. But today I wanted to have a discussion around birth because there is such a big, gigantic attack on life. And it's important for us, one, to be aware, but two, to really start appreciating the life that the Creator has given us. To see what it takes to have a birth, the trials and tribulations of a sperm trying to get to one egg, 3 million sperm attempting to impregnate one egg. Why don't they all make it? What do they go through? It's powerful stuff. But what it says to me is what God has given us is a body that is true, that truly knows what to do to heal. It's a body that truly knows how to put itself back into balance. But sometimes, but not sometimes, but it needs certain things in order to get it done. So that's what we're going to talk about today. It's this miracle of life and what we have to do to protect the upcoming generations, because there's a serious assault on their lives. So, Tiffany, could we play that video? And then after this video, I just want us to begin to think about the trials and tribulations of a sperm. I want us to begin to think about just the miracle of the whole process, right? And what does that mean for our bodies today as adults? I'm ready, sis.
Soon afterward, millions of them will either flow out of the vagina or die in its acidic environment.
Could you start from
However,
the beginning?
many survive because of the protective elements provided in the fluid surrounding them. Next, the sperm must pass through the cervix, an opening into the uterus. Usually, it remains tightly closed, but here the cervix is open for a few days while the woman ovulates. The sperm swim through the cervical mucus, which is thinned to a more watery consistency for easier passage. Once inside the cervix, the sperm continues swimming toward the uterus, though millions will die trying to make it through the mucus. Some sperm remain behind, caught in the folds of the cervix, but they may later continue the journey as a backup to the first group. Inside the uterus, muscular uterine contractions assist the sperm on their journey toward the egg. However, resident cells from the woman's immune system, mistaking the sperm for foreign invaders, destroy thousands more. Next, half the sperm head for the empty fallopian tube, while the other half swim toward the tube containing the unfertilized egg. Now, only a few thousand remain. Inside the fallopian tube, tiny cilia push the egg toward the uterus. To continue, the sperm must surge against this motion to reach the egg. Some sperm get trapped in the cilia and die. During this part of the journey, chemicals in the reproductive tract cause the membranes covering the heads of the sperm to change. As a result, the sperm become hyperactive, swimming harder and faster toward their destination. At long last, the sperm reach the egg. Only a few dozen of the original 300 million sperm remain. The egg is covered with a layer of cells called the corona radiata. The sperm must push through this layer to reach the outer layer of the egg, the zona pellucida. When sperm reach the zona pellucida, they attach to specialized sperm receptors on the surface, which triggers their acrosomes to release digestive enzymes, enabling the sperm to burrow into the layer. Inside the zona pellucida is a narrow, fluid-filled space just outside the egg cell membrane. The first sperm to make contact will fertilize the egg. After a perilous journey and against incredible odds, a single sperm attaches to the egg cell membrane. Within a few minutes, their outer membranes fuse and the egg pulls the sperm inside. This event causes changes in the egg membrane that prevent other sperm from attaching to it. Next, the egg releases chemicals that push other sperm away from the egg and create an impenetrable fertilization membrane. As the reaction spreads outward, the zona pellucida hardens, trapping any sperm unlucky enough to be caught inside. Outside the egg, sperm are no longer able to attach to the zona pellucida. Meanwhile, inside the egg, the tightly packed male genetic material spreads out. A new membrane forms around the genetic material, creating the male pronucleus. Inside, the genetic material reforms into 23 chromosomes. The female genetic material, awakened by the fusion of the sperm with the egg, finishes dividing, resulting in the female pronucleus, which also contains 23 chromosomes. As the male and female pronuclei form, spiderweb-like threads, called microtubules, pull them toward each other. The two sets of chromosomes join together, completing the process of fertilization. At this moment, a unique genetic code arises, instantly determining gender, hair color, eye color, and hundreds of other characteristics. This new single cell, the zygote, is the beginning of a new human being. And now the cilia in the fallopian tube gently sweep the zygote toward the uterus, where he or she will implant in the rich uterine lining, growing and maturing for the next 9 months until ready for birth.
Ashe. That might have been too early to play. Since I know some of you are just getting up. But I wanted you to see, truly wanted you to see how Mother Nature knows what to do. Why do we have 3 million sperm and only 1 make it? But the trial and tribulations Now, you would think that would be an easy process to get pregnant. I mean, on this end, we think it is, but when you think about what those sperms got to go through, it's amazing. All the obstacles at each interval that God has created. But what I wanted to talk about is in the very first days of life, the first 15 days of life, a lot goes on in that time frame. When we talk about birth defects, that's when they begin to show up. Now, we have known in the animal industry for over 40 years that every birth defect, every one of them that you can think of, and probably 3 times as much, has already been eliminated, but not in the human species. Why is that? And it is at these very beginnings of life that if the mother is not fully mineralized, all kinds of things could show up. You remember when they talked about the 2 chromosomes? Down syndrome is a result of 3 of them merging, which is not the design. But it's only the result of the mom not having everything she needs as that baby is being formed. Not within months, but literally within weeks. Autism, literally within weeks. So, but why is this important? I really would like to know, so let's just start a discussion so we can get this party started, right? So why is that important? If we're saying that birth defects have been eliminated in the animal industry for over 40 some years because they knew to give the mother minerals and vitamins before birth. Thus, they eliminated the possibility of all the different hundreds or more deformities that could possibly exist. Why do we not do that for humans? When we have the ability to not have our children come here with any kind of illnesses. What do you think, brothers and sisters?
Hey, Miss Hattie, I'm gonna come in here and prime the pump with this. So I'm gonna say first and foremost, I think my opinion is that you said in the animal industry, I'm thinking you mean like when there is breeding going on, people breed animals, or farmers, they do what they have to do. You're saying that those breeders make sure that they do what they have to do before the female is impregnated, to make sure that there are no defects. They provide her with the vitamins and the nutrients and minerals and stuff that she needs to be able to have a healthy pregnancy. That's what you're saying, correct? If I'm hearing correctly.
Exactly, because they can't afford for
Right.
their animals to be sick.
Right. So the reason that I think as humans we haven't done it is because we're hard-headed and we are in charge of what happens with our bodies. So whereas I, as a woman who is of a reproductive age and stage, I may or may not consciously make choices that are going to be healthy for me. Maybe I like to party, and so I drink, I smoke, I do all of these, I put all these other things into my body. But when I am of an age where I can conceive, I'm not taking into consideration that once I get pregnant, that everything that I've eaten, drank, or smoked is now part of my DNA. So we have free will as human beings to do what we want with our bodies, and we just hard-headed. So that's what I think it is, because we have free will and free choice. The animal is going to take whatever the breeder, the farmer, the whatever it is going to give them. As a human being, I'm like, I don't want to take my vitamins. No.
Ashay. And a lot of times, and that's exactly right. And I think part of it is because we don't live in a culture that gets it. We go to doctors because we expect for them to give us some leadership and direction, right? We go to OBGYNs and we are anticipating that whatever I need, you're going to tell me, right? So I ain't got to stress. But unfortunately, that doesn't happen in this culture. And the United States, you know, we are the most advanced technological medical system in the world, but we are by far not the best. I think when it comes to live births, we are like in the 30s. I think 10 years ago, we were 41st in the number of our babies being born alive, infant mortality, 41st, right? That's kind of low for somebody that spends more money on healthcare than all the industrialized nations combined. Even some third world countries, I think Cuba has one of the highest rates of ensuring that their babies are alive than anybody else, and they're a third world nation. But it all has to do with how much we value lives. So, and then most of us don't know we're pregnant until maybe what, 1 or 2 months? Like we missed that first period, right? Then we're like, oh my gosh, I hope everything is good. And then we wait till the second month to be like, ah. But by then, the baby has already begun to develop. And those first few weeks, you want to make sure that you're already safe, right? That you already have the nutrients that your baby needs. And what happens when we get pregnant, right? We all have these cravings, right? Women talk about that tooth get loose, right? Your bone density, like the baby just be taking all your goodness, because that's what the baby has to do. The baby thrives off of minerals and vitamins. So who is he going to get it from? She's going to get it from, but you. So if you are not nutrified, you can't give your baby what he or she needs. So that's why I am truly on this mission to talk about the importance of nutrifying our bodies before birth. Let's begin now to educating our young women the importance to nutrifying our bodies all the time, but definitely when you went, like you would say, Tiffany, the birthing years, just being prepared, because the end result is not something a lot of us want. So we can control it, like you were saying. If we had a medical system that was constantly giving us minerals and vitamins, we could just sit back and chill. But that's not the case. One, because they don't get it. They don't understand the importance of minerals and vitamins. They don't get it. They don't have nutritional classes, maybe 30 minutes out of 8 years. So they don't understand it, which is why we have to take ownership of our own lives, our own bodies, for real. You know, during the 60s and 70s, during the women's movement, that was a big demand. Our bodies, our lives, we control them. Well, let's do it for real. And this is one way of beginning to do that. But, you know, I didn't really just want to talk about the birthing process, although that's pretty significant. But the same minerals that our babies need to come out vibrant, strong, healthy, to develop the way God intended for them to develop in the womb, are the same minerals we need still, right? Because we are a population that more than ever is sick. And the reasoning is the same. Our bodies are seriously deficient of the minerals that the Creator has deemed we need to grow. And it's an easy fix. But we live in a culture that teaches you that if you eat well, you ain't got to do nothing else. But we've been doing that. And we see it does not work. Over 50% of our nation are diabetics, and it's growing. Heart disease continues to rise. Cancer continues to rise. Autism, by 2022, 1 in 50, or maybe less, is going to be autistic. Who the hell going to run the country? So We see that what we've been taught by this medical industry does not work. We see it doesn't work. 500,000 people are killed every year by the medical industry. This is their statistics. And that's only 10% that gets reported. That's a lot of freaking people, right? And there's no discussion about it, right? We go to hospital, don't come home, folks say, well, you know. They say that 50% of your doctors are on drugs or alcohol, street drugs or hospital medical drugs. They're zoned out of their minds. Why don't they advertise this? Maybe a lot of us will stop going.
Miss Hattie, you have a lot of comments in the chat.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
Do you
And we
want
all-
us to record?
yes, would you please, Denise?
All right,
Or Tiffany,
Denise,
let me know.
while you scroll up and bring into the beginning of the responses in the chat, Z had her hand up. So Z, you want to come into the space with your comment, and then we can go from there.
Hey, Z.
Where'd you go? I saw her hand up a minute ago.
she's
There she
on-
go. Z,
she's
you're
on.
muted. There you go.
Greetings, beloved. How are you?
Greetings, beloved.
I did kind of put it in the chat already. Another part of why we don't do what we need to do is because many of us don't know what we need to do. And you alluded to it in that we go to the doctors expecting them to give us the best answers. But it's not in their best interest to give us the best answers. Because if we're healthy, then we don't need them. It affects their economics.
That's it. So then the question becomes, when we know better, what do we need to do better? Because even the conscious community is sick. Diabetes, heart disease, high blood pressure. Things that have been eliminated in the animal industry. Things that can be eliminated in weeks. We have the control, we have the ability, the God-given ability to change all this mess, to get rid of all of it. Because, you know, in the book, The China Study, and in Dr. Wallet talks about in this book, Epigenetics, sick children produce sick children. After the third generation of this, they cease to be able to produce. That's not an unimportant thing. So that's why it's important for us to take seriously our own lives, because the medical industry will not do it. Just like Z was saying, it's profitable. And then a large part, a lot of doctors truly don't know. Because you imagine the medical schools are controlled by the pharmaceutical companies. They don't allow them to learn natural healing, nutrition. It's forbidden. So they really, truly just never freaking learn it. But a number of doctors are leaving the medical industry for that reason, because they're tired of their patients never getting well, always being freaking sick, because that's the American model, right? You can be a diabetic for 20, 30 years, but they make millions of dollars off of you, right? But a diabetic can be an ex-diabetic in 2 weeks with nutrition.
That is what Catherine said in the chat. She said there's too much money in illness in the medical industry. Jackie also.
What do we do about it? Oh, go ahead. Oh, I love that, Denise. I apologize.
So Jackie says some of us live in food deserts and do not have access. The food has also been tampered with. You know, example is GMO.
GMOs. Mm-hmm.
Some also do not have, Jackie says, some also do not have access to adequate health care. I just lost it. I know many young women who use the emergency room as health care.
Yes.
And that's true.
Yes. It's all by design, brothers and sisters. You know that. It's all by design. That's
Also-
why, again,
I'm sorry.
growing our own
Also-
food. Is someone speaking? I apologize. So
No, go
growing
ahead.
up, huh? What did you say, Denise?
Go ahead. Go ahead and keep on.
Oh, okay. No, no, these are all truths. Genetically modified food is designed to disrupt God's temple. It's designed to make us infertile. And there are statistics that show, even in animals as well as humans, infertility is on the rise. But this is the thing. God has given us the ability. We have the ability to control our own minds and thus our bodies. When we know that this society does not serve us, then let's figure out what do we need to do to grow our own food, right? Non-GMO seeds, we can get those things, right? We need to take the minerals and vitamins that ensure that our temples don't fall, don't break. Easy, simple, right? You make a drink in the morning. I think I don't have mine. I make a mineral drink in the morning to keep it moving. That allows me to be in a space of not fear. Because I know when I nutrify my temple, I ain't got to worry about nothing impacting me negatively. I mean, I could go get hit by a bus or something, but I can, just stay out the street. But my point is, we have the ability to take minerals and vitamins that will give us the confidence that we can live a long, healthy, vibrant life. Not only us, but our babies can live a long, healthy, vibrant life, as opposed to 50% of our children being on drugs, medical drugs, Ritalin, high blood pressure, diabetes, insulin. What does that do to their little tiny frames? To have all this toxicity in their temples, it doesn't serve them. That's why what we do is so, 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 so important. So I just want to begin by saying what I do, and I'm really passionate about what I do. And it stems from losing my mother at 7, from a copper deficiency, a mineral freaking deficiency of copper. Every time I think about it, it pisses me off. But she suffered so much. I would run home from school. My mom would be so sick. She'd be crying. She's holding her head because she can't figure out why her head is hurting so much every day. And I would just sit there. In case she needed something. She didn't have to holler for me because I know she couldn't because her head was hurting so bad. I would just sit there and just wait for her to say, baby, go get me this. Go get me a cup of tea go to Sister Laura. She was one of our pastors on the street. She had this special tea for my mom. And then one day she don't come home. It does not make sense. And it doesn't have to be our reality. To lose our mothers, to lose our parents at an early age, when it's so simple. And that's what my journey is on this planet, is to help us recognize that God has given us everything that we need to live strong, healthy, vibrant lives, well into our 100s and 200s if we wanted to. But healthy years, not sick. And that's what the Creator wants us to do, because we're here for a purpose. You did not go through all those trials and tribulations, right? To be born to do nothing. We all have a unique, powerful purpose on this planet. And fulfilling on that requires that we take care of our health. Because if you don't have your health, you have absolutely nothing. You don't even have the ability to make wealth, right? To change your economic, financial legacy for yourself and for your family. So what do angels, what do brothers and sisters think? Is this something that we can all do? Are there issues that you want to get on the other side of? Do you believe you can get on the other side of your challenge, your health challenges? Everything is a mineral deficiency. Obesity is not because you eat too darn much. It's because you don't have the minerals in your temple for your digestive system to work. Tiffany was just talking to us earlier about the acid reflux and the inability to, digest and love on some of the vittles she liked, which is awesome. But it's all because of the digestive system. And a big part of it is because doctors tell y'all not to eat salt and y'all listen. Your gut does not function without salt. And we're some of the first ones to be like, no, I don't eat that salt. No, salt ain't good for me. No, salt is your lifeline. But that's just one of many of the lies that we accept as being truths. Doctors tell us don't eat fat. So we got to eat what? Egg beaters and white omelets and all kinds of crazy stuff. The French are some of the healthiest people they have some of the highest longevity next to Japan, I should say. And they eat more fat, more butter, more lard, more cream than the law allows. So obviously, that's not a bad thing because we don't do it as a result, and we're in the worst health of most nations, right? So it's just a matter of us changing our paradigm. And I apologize because I'm talking all over the space. But at the end of the day, I simply want to say, oh, I can't go get it now. One of the things that we teach at the center is mindset. We have to believe that we can be well, that we can be whole. And we work with our clients so that they begin to see themselves already healed, not broken, not diseased, already freaking healed. Because what you think here, you feel here. And then your body begins to create the mechanisms inside to make it a reality. But then it needs some help, right? Because when you're deficient, it can't function the way that God meant for it to function. So we take the necessary minerals and vitamins, essential fatty acids, pre and probiotic. We just take what the body needs to get the hell out the way. I know when my brother had just a number, just taking people off of dialysis is not an easy thing. Take about 3 to 6 months. But we don't have to keep suffering like that. Getting on the other side of heart disease, cardiomyopathy, it's possible. Brothers and sisters are running into the hospitals like they're on an assembly line, getting their hips and knees replaced, just to come out and be in just as much pain. Not as much, but still, they don't have full use of their limbs. 3 to 6 months, you can rebuild your bones and your joints naturally by using the minerals and vitamins that God gave us. You're not deficient in a surgery. You're only deficient in minerals. So let's start there. Taking ownership.
So,
I was about to say.
Jackie has her hand up, but before Jackie goes, Anna puts in the chat, people don't even hear about folic acid until they get pregnant, and it's necessary every day for the formation of blood cells. And she just found out about copper. You only hear about iron deficiency is the basis of many illnesses. And Jackie has her hand raised as well.
Ashe. Come on in, Jackie.
Good morning, Hattie. How are you?
Good morning, darling. How are you?
I'm actually very good. Just want you to know my blood work was excellent.
I feel it.
Yeah. And I stopped worrying about eating the butter. I did the detox that Ash had done, and there was a lot of ghee in it. And I didn't know what ghee was until that, I was like, what is this stuff? And it's actually quite good. It was very good at flushing out my digestive system. It did not raise my cholesterol level. My good cholesterol actually went up. So that balanced out what they considered my slightly high bad cholesterol, which cholesterol is brain food. And that's so good for your lungs. So I'm doing really well, and I'm learning from you. I'm learning from all the holistic practitioners who come on here. And I think that as a community, we need to get this together in some sort of curriculum that we can teach our community and our children how to eat. I'm appalled at what I see my son and his family eating down in the Bronx, because the supermarkets, if you're, with the money, with the cost of food going up the way it is, they are opting for the cheaper products so that they can make the money stretch. And a lot of those are processed foods. And that's one of the things I avoid for the most part, are processed foods, because there's just too much stuff in there. I don't know what it is. My whole thing was, when I was teaching, that I wanted the kids to learn how to garden, how to, what to plant, when to plant, all of that. Had this whole curriculum written out, and the school district didn't want to pay for it, even though I was volunteering my time. Didn't want to provide me the space, even though I was spending my own money. So this is what we're up against. And I just want you to know that, because coming up in the 60s and 70s, we were taught about gardening and all that kind of stuff. My mother kept the garden. We had greens and tomatoes and all that other kind of stuff without pesticides. But that's not happening now. And these kids are eating, even the parents had voted to have this processed food that their kids liked, instead of a real person in the kitchen cooking nutritious food. So that's when a lot of the school cafeteria workers were laid off. This saves the Board of Ed money. So I just want you to know, this is a money game. This is not about longevity. This is not about health. This is about who can make the most money, and that's it. And I'm complete.
Ashe. Ashe. And that's why us taking control of our health, it's the only way it's going to happen. Because everything else, like you said, Jacqueline, is totally pitted against us being healthy, because it's not profitable. This is a sick care system. But that doesn't mean we have to be sick, because we don't have to be in the system.
Ashe.
Any other comments or questions that individuals might have?
So yes, we have a couple of them in here. Cassie says urban farmers are amazing. I was trying to do it in my Cassie voice there for y'all who know it. Eating science instead of food. So that was Desiree Thomas. So I'm gonna go and try and find out where that came from. But that does sound about right. We're eating science, not food, since everything has GMOs and is, this additive in it, this preservative in it, and everything like that. Catherine says information is helpful. Born in sin, starting off in a deficiency. What else do we have up in here? Yes, we go back to Anna and the folic acid. I am reminded, as we're of two things. One, I put it in the chat, which was Michelle Obama. Every first lady has to have a platform when her husband is in office, and Michelle Obama's was the healthy eating initiative, and making sure that schools, like I'm from New York in a inner city, and public schools had more healthier options. So I remember when they introduced the salad bar into the public schools and took out like the processed wheat bread and started putting in like pita bread and all of those things. And of course, when the new administration came in, some of those things went to the wayside. But I'm reminded, as we talk about urban farmers, as Cassie said, that the WIC program, which many of us may be familiar with, Women, Infant, and Children, was started by the Black Panthers in the 60s to help women of the community be able to get the food, the nutrients, that they needed to sustain healthier pregnancy. So that's something that some people may not remember, is that the Black Panther Party was about making sure to sustain the community and looking towards the future. And we have a few more comments coming in. Anna, I see your comment and your hand raised, so I'm gonna call you into the space, and you can tell us what it is that you put in the chat.
Good morning, everyone. Yes, milk. We are not calves. Please. They push milk on us, and we have all sorts of allergies and asthma because the congestion that milk causes havoc in our bodies because we don't have the enzymes to break down milk, especially people of color, indigenous, from Indians, Africans, I don't know, Caucasians, they may be able to digest it better than us, but it really causes a lot of physical ailments. As you know, we are lactose intolerant. What's closer to breast milk is coconut milk. Coconut milk and oils are way better. It's amazing for the body, for the skin, for the hair, for the oils. It's hydrates even better than water. We're not informed of these things. So this is what is making us sick because we're eating things that is not harmonious with our bodies. So when your child switches over to the cow's milk, you'll notice the ear infections. You'll notice that more congestion and asthma and skin rashes. I'm complete.
I share. You know, wheat, gluten is probably one of our biggest enemies right now. It is responsible for all of what doctors term autoimmune diseases, things they don't have a clue why the body is turning in on itself. But at the heart is wheat, barley, rye, and oats, gluten, including still oats. I know they're good, but and I know that's the biggest thing for a lot of us to stop doing, but if we stop doing gluten, you will begin to lose weight like that. Amazing. A lot of things will begin to clear up in your body just by taking out that one thing, gluten. And it's in almost everything, so you got to be careful about it. But you know, it's interesting when you raise an organic garden, you don't need pesticides. It's amazing that bugs don't eat organic vittles. They don't destroy it. But they love gardens that are not organic, that have all the junk in them. That's where you have the greatest infestations. I thought that was like amazing. Like, y'all don't want to come over here and eat the good stuff? Well, thank you. That's why we don't need a whole bunch of pesticides. So having our own gardens, I'm like down with that. Matter of fact, I'm meeting with a sister today from the local farmers association here in Philly to begin to start planting one. But the price of vittles that's going up, we should all have a garden just for that, if nothing else. Mm-hmm. Besides the health benefits, right?
Hey, Miss Hattie, we have another hand up. Miss Cassie, come on into the space.
Blessings, everyone. This is my favorite topic, boy, I tell you. But one area I worked on with the community is refer to it as food desert, but I refer to it as food apartheid because the food desert overlapped exactly with the redlining, right? But the politics and government didn't want to bring that out of how it's structural. But when working in the community with the gardens, one thing I loved is how the elders taught the younger generation of how to grow the food. And then when the young kids ate it, they said, this tomato don't taste tomato in the store, or this cucumber don't taste the same. And also the work the kids put in it, they enjoyed it more. And also how many tomatoes and cucumbers you can get from a plant, right? Yeah. So that assisted with food security in a community. But once again, poverty is a moneymaker. So unfortunately there wasn't as much support for the program because those grants they get for the poverty in the community, if it's too, so they don't get those grants anymore. So it worked with the community saying, empower the community to say, hey, this is something we have to do on our own. But growing your own food in your community, then selling that food in a community at your corner stores. So it was another way to grow. I'm pregnant and I'm all out of breath for no reason. So growing your own food in your community and then selling it at the corner store. So it was full circle, like, yo, Farmer Mike grew this. Let's buy this here. And it tastes different from what's in the store. And it's not, you don't have to pay for the overhead and it's cheaper. And even working with fertility, our food and stress is killing us. So working with the earth and in the garden also release stress. So kids and people would just sit in the garden just to release stress and walk around barefooted. So I am complete. I have to catch my breath.
Ashe. How many months are you?
I'm only 15, but I'm always out of breath. I need research for that, but I'm complete. Thank you.
Ashe, Angel. Thank you, sis.
All right,
Not
we have
15 months. 15 weeks.
15 weeks. we knew what she was talking about.
15 weeks and 2 days and 4 hours. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, check you out.
She knew the minute.
Well,
All right.
congratulations. Congratulations.
We have 2 more hands. We have Rachel and then Desiree. Rachel?
Good morning.
Good
I was just
morning.
curious if probiotics, does that have all the minerals that are needed for the body?
Probiotics are not minerals.
Okay.
Okay, probiotics are really designed to help the gut do its job.
Digestive
But
system.
they're separate. There are 60 minerals that the body must have. 60 minerals we must have, not maybe, because any one of them that's missing can result in 2 or more diseases. Just take calcium, for example. There's 100 diseases you can get just by being deficient in calcium. And that's one of the biggest things most people are deficient in. So
what would you suggest as far as making that 60 mineral mark?
I guess I should do this next time. So what I encourage, what I provide for my clients, what I provide for the world is called the Mighty 90. The Mighty 90 is a drink that has over 265 superfruits and 265 superfruits and vegetables in it. It has all of your minerals in it already. It has all of your vitamins in it already, because minerals and vitamins work together. They don't work individually. And then it also has your pro and your prebiotics. Everything your body needs is in this canister, which I'll run and go get in a minute. And you just put it in some water and keep it moving. But then the other pieces that come in what we call the Mighty 90 is calcium. Calcium is important for not just for your bones and your joints, but for your heart. It's calcium that keeps your heart muscle beating. It's calcium that has an impact on high blood pressure, right? So deficiency in that one mineral can result in so much stuff, not an option. So the Mighty 90, which is what we sell at our clinic, which is on my website, youngevity.com, has everything. It was designed by Dr. Joe Wallach, who's a pathologist, scientist, veterinarian, farmer, naturopath. Because in the animal industry, he learned early on how to prevent disease. He has a book in the Smithsonian Institute, 900 diseases that he's personally reversed or prevented with nutrition. And because he couldn't get doctors to rally around the importance of minerals, nutrition, he became a naturopath and created a product line called the Mighty 90. So it has everything in it that we need. We don't have to think. We just get up and make a drink and keep it moving. But yeah, So Tiffany, do I have a minute to run out? When you take another question, I will run and get it, but I'll still be listening. So angels, so brothers and sisters can see it, okay?
Young Ebony,
It's called Young, it's called it's called Youngevity. What I would ask is that if you go to my website, which is my name, HattieM.com, HATTIEM.com.
Perfect.
And you can access it there, but there's an audio on my website called Dead Doctors Don't Lie. Powerful audio, but it really explains why mineral nutrition is critical. Can't do without it. And how we could save humanity just by taking the minerals and vitamins that we need. 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, all of your essential fatty acids, and your calcium.
Thank you so much for that.
No, thank you, sis. I appreciate you.
All right, Miss Hattie, when we do the wrap up, your website is on there, so anybody who needs the information is also going to be able to get it through there. They'll be able to either screenshot it or copy and paste it from there, because we do have another hand up. So Desiree Thomas has a question or a comment she wants to share with you.
It's just a real quick, because I'm totally a container gardener. But one thing that my community has done, there's a group called the Maroon Arts Group. And so they had weekly farmers market, but it was also like a place where not only could you get produce like really cheap, and I got stuff I had never seen before in my life. There was Chinese spinach, which was beautiful and gorgeous, and like garlic that was insanely amazing. And striped tomatoes, but they also gave you seeds so you could plant your own, and the information on how to do it. And then they also had little local groups where it'd be the one lady was saying was an older gentleman, and these kids raised up these gardens and then brought their produce, and we would buy from them. And it just did my heart good to see them connecting with the earth in that way. But I also think for all of us, growing our own food is the most sure way we know that what we're eating is like good stuff. You know, you're not depending upon the USDA or anybody else to tell you that this is good food. You know, you grew that rosemary, you know, you grew those tomatoes. And I think that whole idea of us getting together a curriculum about growing food and eating what we need, that so we can share it out, so that we have more agency. So we're not, kind of sort of depending upon the kindness of strangers, for our health. I think we have to take a more prominent role. And that's all I have to say.
Ashe. We have to take a more prominent role. We have to take a more prominent role in our own health, because nobody has as much interest in it than we. Because we live in a society that is just not, human needs is just not its motto. So yeah, it was something I wanted to say. So were there any other questions or comments, angels? I know there was something else. What was it? It keeps sticking my tongue. And I just lost a thought, but it'll come back. I didn't lose it. It just temporarily went away. So how much time do we have, sis?
Well, it's 7:58, so we did miss the mark to let the participants know that we were going to go beyond the 7:30 that we are scheduled for, but they are here for it. The conversation is live, and you have a lot of comments coming in as people are sharing their understandings of the deficiencies different, we had Denise West was here, that Brownsville had a lot of food initiatives, local gardens, and was also working with local grocers to promote healthier foods. But then we have to educate our community to eat from them. Many are suffering because the communities won't get the fresh, free vegetables. So yes, we do have a lot of here in New York City, and I can't speak about elsewhere, but we do have a lot of local community gardens and I heard someone say the word container gardeners. And what ends up happening is, yes, these are out here, but the community still will go to McDonald's or wherever, so the push has to be as strong for eating at these local grocers and pop-up farmers markets as there is for them to go and get the chicken sandwich from Popeyes.
And so this is the thing, and I know this to be true. Now, it's granted, all of the food is designed to make you addicted to it. The food industry spends more billions of dollars on chemicals that can control your mind to make you desire their food. That's why people eat it like it's going out of style. Like, oh my God, I gotta go to Chick-fil-A, or I gotta go to whatever. But I'm convinced if we begin to do the right things, as we begin to build our gardens, our babies will eat from them, especially if they're working in them. And especially once they taste them. When I first started growing my garden, I had tomatoes and peppers and I had kale and I had mint. But the tomatoes, that was like eating candy off a vine. I was like, oh, hell yeah, give me. And the kids were the same way. So we just simply have to begin. But the other thing is, this society will force us into it. Our community will be running to get some vegetables. Why? Because what will happen if there's nothing in the markets? Most of us can't afford the meat right now, because that stuff is like gold. But what will happen if there's nothing in the markets? Because that's coming too. But I'm convinced if we stay the course, and one of the things we are creating is health warriors. I think there should be a health warrior on every block. What is the purpose of a health warrior? To educate her community, to show by example how to heal, and to help our community heal. So my company is on a campaign to educate and to recruit women and men to be health warriors, so that we can change this landscape. Because it's all about us doing it. It's all about us. So having health warriors on every block, every 2 blocks, is going to be key. So I just want to offer that as if people are interested, let me know. Because what did Lisa Nichols say? We have to be our own rescue. Ashe. Ashe. And it's easy to do, brothers and sisters. That's the most important thing. And it's necessary. Our lives are necessary. So for no other reason, that's why we do what we do. So Tiffany, do you want me to talk about the offer or anything, or you want to just continue? Because I could keep talking. But I definitely, I'm on mute.
Tiff, you're on mute.
Oh.
Tiffany, steady talking. You still on mute, Tiff.
So while Tiffany is getting off of mute,
I'm coming. I was in the background setting up the slide, and then you started talking to me. I was in full screen. I couldn't come off of mute. Yes, I was in the background setting up the special offer slide. I didn't know if anybody could see that that's what I was doing. Yes, we can go into your special offer slide, Miss Hattie, because it sounds like a lot of people might be interested in taking you up on this. So give me one moment here.
And I'm just going, while you are getting,
I'll also put it in the chat.
Awesome. So, brothers and sisters, I just
It's
knowing where
it's
you
loading
are,
now.
knowing where you are. If you are not currently taking minerals and vitamins right now, more importantly, minerals, there's a great probability that you're deficient. If you know you're not getting the 60 minerals that your body requires to be whole and complete, then you know you are deficient. And any deficiency will lead to something, if not now, down the line. That's not a promise, that's just a fact. Because every aspect of the temple needs certain minerals to do its job. So what I'm offering is on my website, HattieM.com. There is a health evaluation, which I encourage everybody to go take. It will tell you what you're deficient in. You can take that for free. But what's most important is being able to take this health evaluation and then having a consult to kind of really deep dive into, well, what does it really mean? Why am I deficient in here? How is it going to show up? What do I truly need to give myself the confidence that I'm doing the right thing? That I don't have to worry about my heart, that I don't have to worry about my liver or my kidneys, that I don't have to worry about having high blood pressure. I don't have to worry about having issues with my cholesterol, which that's an artificial thing, by the way. And doctors make more money on selling you cholesterol drugs than they do on cancer drugs. And there is no dis-ease caused by high cholesterol. So what we do in the center is we have a health evaluation that people can take, and it will tell you what your body is in need of. But I'm also offering you not only take that health evaluation, but then to have a consultation with me. A 60-minute consultation for free. So that we can truly deep dive into what's going on with you and creating a program for you, for your health and wellness. And if you have any kind of chronic illnesses, we'll begin to talk about where you are, but how to get you on the other side. Because that's what we do. We don't maintain nothing. We don't maintain disease. Why? Because we know what's needed to get you on the other side, to reverse it, and then to prevent it. That's a powerful freaking skill. And so I'm offering at least 2 of you. Just text me. I'm ready to take back control of my health. And we'll take the assessment, but then we'll get together and we'll do a plan of action to help you get on the other side of whatever it is that ails you. And for everyone else, there'll be a cost involved for those consultations. But at least for the first 2 that text me, I'm ready. Take back my health. We can get something started. And it all begins with knowing. It's like, I think Jacqueline, what sister talked about, she just got her blood work. She's all excited, and I'm excited for you. But blood work, which is good, their standards from a holistic point of view are insufficient. Insufficient. But I'm glad they found nothing, because that's key, because usually when they find something, it's freaking too late. We spend our lives going to doctors so that we don't have issues. We don't wind up having cancer or some other chronic disease. But that's not what they do. We go and we go and we go every year. We take these freaking tests, and then they call us up and say, oh, well, you know, you got, well, wait a minute. I've been coming to you for 10 years. So I didn't get this. So when you come to us, holistic practitioners, holistic doctors, our goal is to ensure that your temple doesn't break. So you can reach out to me. You see my telephone number, 773-704-6651. My website is Hattie M, real easy, right? HATTIEM.com. Or you can email me, health@hattiem.com. So take a screenshot and just keep it. So whenever you have a question about anything, give me a call, right? Because that's what we do, is sharing information. So whenever you have an issue, you have a friend that has an issue, have them give us a call. Okay? Because that's what we do. Because healing is, that's everything. And because it's so easy and simple, we should all be doing it.
Thank you, Miss Hattie. Go ahead and get some water. You were getting a little hydrate, sis. Hydrate. You had a lot to share this morning. So I'm going to take over the closing slides for now. This is the new love offering and donations campaign. So going forward, there are new monthly automatic love offerings that can be set up. If you want $25, $50, $75, or $100, these are the links that you use: bit.ly/WooLove25 or WooLove50, WooLove75, or WooLove100. You go on and you set these up. And that way, once a month, you'll make your generous love offering to the community. And you will never have to worry about it again. Like, did I do it for the facilitator, for that facilitator? You'll be able to set it up. These love offerings get shared amongst the facilitators, the admins, everyone, to make sure that we keep the program going. So please take a screenshot or copy and paste this information so that you have it for future reference. Coming up tomorrow, we have the beautiful and lovely Martine Lisa Malavers, who will be coming up for Role Play Part 1, A Woman's Work. This is going to be a 90-minute session. We love Martine. It is always juicy when she comes into the space. So please join us tomorrow, March 31st, for this session. Welcome, Woo Nation. Welcome, new members. If today is your first time joining us in session, we welcome you. We want to acknowledge you, so please drop it in the chat. Let us know that you're here. We're happy to know that you have come to a community where we come to learn, elevate, and ascend. And of course, we want you to come back tomorrow and next session and everyone after that. We're live on Facebook and Zoom 5 days a week, Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays from 7 to 8:30, and Mondays and Wednesdays from 7 to 7:30. If you would like a notification when it's time to come onto one of these platforms and join us, please text the word Woo Nation in all cap locks to 74121 for your morning notification. Get your swag on. Yesterday, we celebrated our 2-year Wooniversary, and all of us were up in here in our Woo swag. So it's still time to get Woo swag. You can wear it anytime. Doesn't just have to be for our birthday. They make excellent gifts. I saw someone journaling. So there's a Woo journal where you'd be able to write down all your daily notes and tips and keep them all in one place. We have a reusable canvas bag so that you can take it with you to go to those farmers markets and get those fresh greens and fruits and vegetables. So yeah, shop the swag shop and rep your community. It's bit.ly/Woo swag. This is how you stay in touch with us. Register every week at bit.ly/wake up movement so you can see which facilitators are coming up and the session topics. Join us on Facebook in our private group, which is bit.ly/Woo community. And you can also follow us on our public page, which is bit.ly/Woo Nation. Join us on Instagram at Wake Up Everybody Virtual. Catch clips on YouTube at bit.ly/Woo on YouTube. And last and certainly not least, you can always email us at info.wakeupseries@gmail.com. At this time, I'm asking all the participants who are still here to come off of mute It is time to rain in abundance on Miss Hattie for all that she dropped on us this morning. Thank you, Miss Hattie. Come on into the space, people. Thank you.
Thank you, Hattie.
Thank,
Thank you, Miss
Thank you.
Hattie.
thank you, Miss Hattie.
Thank you, Miss
Order
Hattie.
some more stuff.
Thank you, thank you,
Patty,
thank
I
you.
appreciate all of the information and
Thank you.
Hattie, for this great
Thank you, thank you,
presentation.
thank you.
Let's move forward,
so
everybody.
valuable.
Thank
And
you. Have a
everyone for
blessed
joining us.
day, everyone.
Please
Have a great day.
Stay well.
have
Yes.
a wonderful day.
Thank you, everyone.